Hi, this is a demo of setting up the EMPI Lite product on an existing Tuva or Tuva implementation and implementing it from scratch. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and clone the Tuva demo project. If I just Google GitHub Tuva demo project, this should be one of the first things that come up. And this is just a sample project that we use to set up Tuva. And I'm going to say git clone the demo project. Okay, I'm cloning that into demo. I'm going to go into my demo repository and I'm going to be using Snowflake for this demo. So I'm going to go into my Python packages here and I'm going to install dbt snowflake quick. Oh, and I have to create a virtual environment. So let me go ahead and do that. Interpreter. Python interpreter. All right, I just paused there, but in my IDE, I created a virtual environment, Python interpreter. I installed dbt snowflake, and I'm going to do dbt init here. I'll go ahead and not overwrite an existing profile. I will just create a new profile here, and I'll call it customer demo. Just so we're doing everything from scratch here, we'll do dbt init. I have Snowflake. I'm going to go ahead and pause as I enter in my credentials here. All right, I went ahead and entered my credentials, so I'm just going to do a dbt debug to show that we are in fact connected here. And then the other thing too that is in place here is we have two sample tables for eligibility and patient that are slightly different than the demo project, just to demonstrate the EMPI's capabilities. But this is where you kind of plug in and hook up to EMPI. And I have the connection to the database here. I went ahead and downloaded the file for the EMPI repo, and I'm going to go ahead and copy the requirements or the package here into a new folder called packages. So I'll say packages. I'll go ahead and paste this in here. I'll add this to version control. And then in the README here, there are some instructions for a quick start. So if I go to the quick start here, there are some tables that need to be created too. So I'm going to copy this from the quick start here. I'm going to go ahead and run this in my database. Oh, and then, I have to replace your database with, I'll do this with customer demo. And then I'll say your schema. I'll just put this in input data. Oh, okay, so we already have this. We already have the eligibility and the patient. We just need to do this manual review here. Okay, so now we can see we have our manual review tables in here too. And then what I will do is I will, in the demo project, get rid of references to the existing patient and eligibility table, because we're going to bringing that in and sourcing that through this input data schema here. So I believe one of them is a model called patient here. I will delete that and delete this here because we have our own patient and eligibility tables that we are eligibility. We are looking to delete here. I think there might also be a post hook seed for eligibility. We will delete that here. And then there is also a variable to set the schema here for the input data for the EMPI. So I'm going to check the README for the EMPI here, and I'm going to look for input schema And we have two variables here that we need to set: EMPI input database and EMPI input schema. So I'll go ahead and set those variables in our main project here. The database here is called customer demo. The schema here is called input data. That is our input schema. And then I'm going to go ahead and clear, and then I'm going to try to do dbt seed select EMPI Lite. So that will run these seeds. Oh, to import the EMPI package. So I forgot to do that. So here in my packages, I can just import a local package, and I can say packages / EMPI Lite. And that is also in the demo or README, but I'm just importing a local package here. dbt-deps. And then I'll do a dbt seed. And once this starts running, I'll pause this and resume it once it's completed. All right, so we're running. Oh, that looks like the seed is only 5 seeds, so this should be pretty quick. Okay, and now I will just do a dbt run for the EMPI Lite package, and once this kicks off and starts, I'll pause it and I will resume once it's completed. All right, we're running. Generated all of the EMPI related tables, and this can just fit into your existing dbt project, or you can run this standalone. And it's also updated the database, so now we can see we have new tables off on the right hand side. So we have 2 tables that can feed into Tuva as part of the DAG. And here in models final, the eligibility and the patient tables are in here. And then we also have other tables like a final crosswalk. We have a golden record table, and we also have a patient events table here that kind of is a detailed event tracking. And this is all fake and synthetic data. But this is just a quick overview to show how to get the EMPI up and running. More information can be found on our docs, and with purchase too, it comes with additional documentation too. So, thank you.